Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Mady Mickens Lewis, the CEO and founder of Hadassah Beauty Cosmetics. We have been talking about the Fruit of the Spirit palette. We have been dealing with the different colors and kind of doing teachings on the colors, the names, which are the different fruits of the Spirit. And we've been away for a couple weeks, and there's a reason. And that's what we want to talk about today. I'm here with my baby boy, my son, Jaquan Mickens. Today we want to talk about something a little different. We want to kind of deviate from that script altogether. We want to talk about depression. I'm a firm believer that everything that we go through is for a reason. It's part of a plan, and it's part of our testimony. Part of what we do, part of what we go through is to actually help someone else. I'm just going to have a very transparent moment and deal with the topic of depression. My son is here because he can actually attest to the things that we'll be talking about today. We both kind of gone through it. We both dealt with it, and we're going to talk about how we got through it. I'll definitely come from this spiritual standpoint. So here we go. Depression. The last couple of weeks has been very, very rough for me for some reason. I have been in a very, very, very dark place, and I've been asking God, like, what's wrong? Why am I dealing with this? There's really nothing going on. But then in the background, as I think about things and as I kind of ponder on things, I've found that there are some things that I haven't dealt with that I just kind of put a Band-Aid on. And that's what we do in life. We go through things, we go through hurts, we go through trials, we go through tribulations, we go through all kinds of things. And if we don't deal with them, we put a Band-Aid on them and we just keep moving. And that's basically what I've done. I've put a Band-Aid on a lot of things that I've gone through. I'll probably maybe do a different video, maybe, if the Lord leads, on some of the things that I've dealt with. I really don't want to talk about it in front of my baby right now, but he knows a lot of what I've gone through. This is my best friend. We've been tight since he's been born. I had him at the age of 19. He's been right there with me. He has been my rock. Out of everything I've gone through, out of everything I've dealt with since he's been born, he has been my rock. He's been there for me. So that's why my baby is also here. But I wanted to really kind of tell you guys, this is what's going on, this is what's happening, and this is how I'm dealing with it. Now, the Bible says that the Lord will keep you in perfect peace if you keep your mind stayed on Him. We talked about that in a previous video when we dealt with the fruit of the Spirit piece. And I have found that to be so true in this situation that I've been dealing with. When I put on my Bible app, okay, I have an app that reads the Bible to me because for those that don't know, I get more out of listening to the Bible than I do what I read. I have somewhat of ADHD, so just reading, my mind goes everywhere. It goes different places. But when I listen to the Bible, it really, really sinks in, and I can really get it. I can understand it. It's like just having the Lord actually talking audibly in my ear. So that's what I've been doing during this. When at first I was like really, really dark. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just shut my door. My kid, I've got 4 babies, and they're like, mommy, mommy, mommy. And I'm like, really? I just don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to talk to none of y'all. But then it's like, okay, hey, you, in everything, God is always the center. But sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we forget, who we are. I ain't trying to be funny, but just a transparent moment. At some points, I didn't even want to think about God. I didn't even want to, I don't even want to hear nothing about Him because right now I'm too dark. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to deal with it. But then that little voice always reminds me, hey, I'm here. I'm here. Even when I don't want to hear it, I'm here. And that's what I did. put on my Bible app and just open it to any any chapter, and it was like a weight lifted. It had nothing to do with depression. The chapter I was reading, I was listening to Genesis, I was listening to Romans, I was listening to Matthew. Oh my gosh, all of that. Nothing having really to do with going to Google and Googling scriptures having to do with depression. No, I just opened it up. And as it began to speak, as it began to talk, it was like truly like a weight was lifted. Then it was, okay, now you listening to me, go to your babies. Having a dance party with my babies. I mean, just little things that you would think, really? Now, I'm not saying that I'm all the way good by any means, because God is still dealing with me with situations and things that have happened in my past. But I'm here to tell you, not by what my pastor said, not by what my mommy said, in none of that, but what I've gone through, what I've dealt with, what I can convey to you, what I can attest to, what I can testify to. If you're in a very dark place, if you're having a spirit of depression that's trying to creep up on you, and it's not gotten to the point, because sometimes they can get to a really bad point where we really have to go talk to somebody. I am not one to knock therapists or anything like that. Sometimes you really have to go and get this stuff out and talk to somebody. But I know for me personally, just listening to the word and having that word just kind of like float in my atmosphere, in my room, in the place that I dwell the most. Because another Bible verse, my favorite Bible verse, my favorite chapter of the Bible, Psalm 91, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. When we dwell with him, and look, he'll give you time for your little pity party. My God is good. I don't care what nobody else say. I don't care what nobody else tell you. He'll give you a little time for your pity party. He'll give you a little time to get yourself together. But he will always remind you that he is there and he's with you. Baby, you got anything to say? You want to tell the people?
If we're being honest, I don't. Okay, so every day I get a little bit more into, the Bible, and God and everything. And I'm not one to say that I'm heavily spiritual as far as, as of my life right now. But a lot of the times, I do look towards God, but a lot of the times I do look towards music, because music is a quote unquote safe place for me, as far as, trying to get, emotions out. And that's how I cope with a lot of things. And also, writing, because I do music. So that's heavy into my coping of, just being, down and out, or, being depressed. So I've been through what they call depression many years of my life. I actually starting in middle school. I'd say seventh grade. I wouldn't say I was getting really, bullied a lot, but when I did.
If I ever find out who's bullying my baby. Anyway, sorry, but go ahead.
When I did get bullied, being an emotional person, very emotional person back then, it was hard to deal with it. I'm not saying I am a really tough guy now, but I know how to deal with it, because it's just words. So I asked my mom to be in this video just to be, really actually be a supportive side to her as she talks about how she's dealt with it. So I don't have much to say.
And still dealing.
Yeah.
Still dealing with it.
I deal with it on an occasion. Most of the time now, it's just because of my future. I just want to make it. I just want to be successful. And in music, going to college and all of that, that's where some of my depression comes from now. Because I don't really give anybody a time of day anymore. So it's not like anybody is, causing it or anything. It's just, my future. And I really feel like people my age now, and always has been, you know, like this at a certain point in time, especially with me just graduating. Just putting that now.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, kids my age nowadays are, you know, trying to figure out what they want to be when they grow up, and you look at other people who have said that they would do something, they're gonna do something straight out of high school or straight out of college, and you know, and it fails, and then, you know, for the rest of their life they, you know, not doing anything, and it's like they feel like they're a failure. So that's what's been on my mind heavy lately. I can't even lie. There were times where I'd be in my room trying to write something, and nothing would come out, and it stressed me out so much that I started crying. Now, I've, you know, growing up, I was always a crier when something, you know, just wasn't going that way, and well, wasn't going my way. So I kind of grew out of that, you know, because it's just, I guess I just grew out of it naturally. I don't really know if there's a reason or not. It's just the fact that I just don't, you know, I really don't know how to explain it. So,
Let me stop you. There's nothing wrong with crying either. Okay? Let us get that straight. There's nothing wrong with crying, whether you are a male or a female. Your crying, your tears are actually prayers that you cannot even voice. They're actually, God hears them just as much as if we're speaking out of our mouth. Our tears are actually prayers. So there's nothing wrong with crying. Okay? Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
that's pretty much it for me. You know, I just, like I said earlier, I'm just a half, well, not half, you know, 1/4 of the support system for my mom. So, yeah, just,
He's everything.
that's all I gotta say.
Well, we just want to thank you so much for taking the time to even look at our video. It's not my norm. I'll get back to my norm, dealing with makeup and everything. And, you know, but I have to be led by the Spirit. I always try to be led by the Spirit. And this is what he was leading me to, is to just let you know you're not alone. I'm praying, as I'm praying for myself, I know it's not just for me, it's for somebody else. Anytime I feel this weight or anytime I feel this kind of thing, it's not just for me, it's for somebody else. So just know I'm here, I'm praying for you, and we're with you, and we love you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Fruit of the Spirit palette is still available. HadassahBeautyLLC.com is the website. You can go and purchase if you would like to. But thank you so much again, and we love you all. Keep praying, and we're here with you. Bye-bye.